Well, basically, I'm happy with the performance. It was really solid, and I'm happy with the way I adjusted to Sarah's game. So, yeah, I feel like I already knew how she plays, you know, after this couple of matches we played in Beijing and United Cup. So I took a lesson from that, and I just played really efficiently.
First question, three.
Hi, congrats.
Thanks.
You get to play BMX, and one thing you guys have in common is that you're kind of the faces of your sport in your country at the moment, you know, with you with Poland, she with Brazil. I'm wondering, that part of your career so far, how have you adjusted to it? Have there been phases for you before you kind of took on that role of being kind of the face of tennis in Poland and all that pressure from home on you?
Well, I wouldn't say there were, you know, phases because it all happened really suddenly after Randgars 2020. But back then I felt like still people didn't know if I'm going to be, you know, just one-time athlete that succeeded or I'm going to, you know, keep playing well. So I didn't know that as well. So for sure, you know, I think my consistency put me in that position. And I would say it's a nice role to have because I always wanted to kind of inspire, and also it's easier to find motivation when you feel like, you know, kids are watching you. But on the other hand, for sure, it's also, you know, some baggage on your shoulders. So, yeah, it's not easy to balance it and to kind of save yourself in all of that because everybody treats you like, you know, like I should play for them, you know, and not for me. So, so I'm kind of learning sometimes how to deal with that and how to not let that affect my mentality or my attitude.
Have you ever spoken to Aga about anything like that? Because she also was kind of fine. So you actually have Ruby now, but like with her, it was kind of her fine. So
We haven't because we just didn't feel like we need to talk about this stuff, you know. There's no point to overanalyze it, but I know that if I wanted to, she's totally open-minded and I could talk to her.
Next question, Carol.
Yeah, now that you are used to the life on tour, I'm just wondering if you have changed any of your off-court routine, if you let yourself getting more time to do things off the court, have you not relaxed a bit, but is it different?
Yeah, actually, I didn't have practice yesterday, so I had full day off to do some stuff. So I went to eat some great seafood. I was at the park and just, you know, walking around looking for something to shop. And yeah, it was pretty fun. Like, we already know Madrid pretty well, and we stay in a nice location where everything is close. So, so it's easy for me to like kind of wind off and not think about tennis. Thanks.
Just speaking of playing BMX, you guys had that match obviously in Randgars last year, kind of a tight one. And I'm just kind of curious what your memories are of that match and how much you maybe learn and take from that match into.
Yeah, well, the biggest thing I remember is that it was really tight in the first set. The tiebreaker was, you know, stressful, and I remember the crowd also being crazy because Brazilian crowd is like taking all these instruments with them and like making a small music festival on the audience. So, so it was for sure different experience, a good one, but tough to, you know, handle. And yeah, it was a really intense match and long first set, so I wouldn't expect, you know, an easy match against Bia for sure. She's a great player, so yeah, we'll see.
It seems like players' teams are getting bigger and bigger, and more players are seeing the value of having more people around them. You've obviously had people around you for a while now. I'm curious, when you were younger, what made you realize that was an important part of tennis, and that it's not just a solo sport, that you need people around you?
Well, I think it was just kind of obvious for me that it's good to invest in yourself. You know, I remember that I wanted to have my own physio, for example, because I kind of knew that, the work that I'm gonna do right now may, you know, have an impact on the times when I'm even 30, and if I'm gonna play because of that for 3 years longer, it's already worth it, you know, to have a physio. And then I found Maciek, who is physio and conditioning in the same time, and conditioning coach in the same time. So it was a perfect match, and you know, in terms of what Daria does, she has, you know, plenty of work to do, not only, you know, in like psychology part, but also, you know, helping with communication. Like when I needed to have also my business part of tennis, you know, bigger, she really helped me to handle that and put on a team that it really works together. Jules can confirm, yeah, they all have a lot of work to do, so I still feel like the team is pretty small, but for sure, you know, I feel like I have good care around me, and both, you know, also with IMG being on most of the tournaments, and also my Polish team back home, who is, you know, basically doing a lot of stuff with like Polish journalists and some other tournaments as well. So yeah, the team might be bigger than I thought, but they all still have a lot of work to do. And, you know, with this stuff that we talked about at the beginning, you need these people to help you and to feel safe, you know. So yeah.
You know, obviously your movement is one of your strengths, but a lot of players say that
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so happy that it didn't ring during the match, because it's the alarm. I set it up. I don't know why. 2 days ago. So.
We were talking to Naomi. She said that she hired a movement coach who's a former ballerina, and then we also found out Novak, even someone who moves so well, worked specifically with a movement coach. Have you ever done that or considered doing that? And I know it's your strength, but a lot of people like to work even more on their strengths to make it better. Or does that always fall under the same work you do with your normal fitness coach?
Well, I never had any experience in like working with movement coach, because I never actually met even one. But I'm happy with the work we're doing with Maciek, so there's no point for me to like look out for anybody else. His job is safe. Yeah, as you said, I'm moving well, so I don't want to overanalyze it or find, you know, problems where they don't really exist. You know, we have still a lot of work to do, you know, on court. So I wouldn't say adding, you know, new things to focus on off the court would help for me.
Any more questions? Yeah, last to Mani.
As much as your team's obviously very tight and close and you get on very well, is it weird to think at all that you're an employer and
Yeah.
on your salary, on your payroll?
Is it weird?
Yeah.
Well, I got used to it. It's weird that I'm the youngest one and I'm the employer, and I, you know, shouldn't even have this kind of money at that stage of my life, and I'm paying everybody, you know. So this is for sure tricky, but I think the most tricky relationship is any athlete has. I mean, not maybe the athletes that are in the clubs, because then the club, you know, is employing the coach, but individual athletes, I think the trickiest one is with the coach, because we're basically paying him to you know, speak to us about our mistakes and to make us work even harder, to sometimes say stuff that we don't like, you know. Obviously, sometimes you hear it also from a psychologist or a fitness coach, but from the coach you hear it basically every day. When in tennis, you know, you need somebody telling you, oh, I don't know, make a bigger turn, or use this more than this. So basically, you're paying to always be reminded that you're making mistakes, and I mean, I'm kind of only pointing out the trickiest part, because obviously there are more and more. That's why we need coaches, you know. But this is tricky and sometimes frustrating. But I think every athlete has to accept that, and yeah, we basically need this person. So there's no point to like Sorry, I couldn't find another word. Yeah, we're good?
Yeah, we'll just do last one with Courtney.
When you look back, I don't know, do you ever go back and rewatch, for example, Roland Garros, the first Roland Garros you won, or Junior Wimbledon, or old highlights of those runs at all?
I wish I did it, more, because I always feel good watching it. But I should still, watch a couple of matches from recently to analyze. So yeah, it's hard for me to find motivation to watch these matches that I need to watch anyway. So I'm not watching the highlights. Sorry. Honestly, I only watched, in my life, I only watched my highlights against Naomi in 2019 because I got injured right after that tournament, and it was the first tournament in Toronto first tournament where I felt like I have a chance in WTA, so I watched these highlights because they really made me smile.
Second question is just whether or not, when you look back at, for example, if we go back and we look at old press conference, for example, or interviews from very early in your career, what is the biggest kind of sense of maturity, I suppose, that you feel like in this environment?
I haven't watched those interviews. Yeah, it's hard for me to analyze, but maybe I'll watch some on my vacation and we'll talk after that. That's what I like to do in my time off, watch myself on the internet. Great. Thanks.